Hi, this is Jen from Windrose Fiber Studio. Today we're working on part 2 of the Mini Muk Luks pattern. As you can see, in part 1 we made our 6 squares. In part 2 we'll be attaching triangles to our squares. 2 of our squares are going to be left just as they are for now. 2 of the squares will get 2 triangles, and 2 of the squares will get 4 triangles, one on each side. You can distinguish the right side of your squares because when you lay it flat in your hand, the edges curl up. The wrong side, the edges curl down. I'm going to be making my triangles using Peyton's 100% merino wool. I don't have the wrapping and I don't remember the official color, but this is like a royal or a sapphire blue. I'm going to take you step by step through part 2, including the parts of the pattern that are in blue ink. These are optional, these are shortcuts, but I want you to see how they're done. I'm going to join my yarn bee to the stitch just left of the center in any one of the 4 corners. And I'm just going to join with a slip stitch. And now we're ready to add our first triangle. One of my favorite shortcuts is to just work over the beginning tail end of yarn so that I'm basically weaving it in as I crochet. In row 1 we work 2 single crochets in the same stitch as our joining stitch, then 8 across and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. I'm going to work over the beginning tail. There's 1, 2. Now we're going to do 8 single crochets across. You might want to give the beginning tail a little pull. Make sure you're not cinching your work. You see how it disappears right into the stitches? It's just as though you've sewn it in. And now 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and that's row 1. 2 single crochets, 8 across, and 2 single crochets on the other end. I'm going to chain 2 and turn. I'm going to continue carrying my beginning tail just through about half of the second row, and then I'll trim it off, and then I know that it will be nice and secure in my work. In row 2 we're going to work half double crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. That's yarn over, insert your hook into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on your hook. That's our half double crochet decrease. Now we're going to half double crochet across. It's going to be 8 half double crochets across, 2, 3, 5. Now that I'm about halfway across, I'm going to go ahead and just trim my tail end. Now I'm going to continue with my half double crochets. 8. Now I have 2 stitches left, and I'm going to work a half double crochet decrease over the last 2 stitches. Chain 2 and turn. Rows 3 through 6 are going to be worked just like row 2. I'm going to half double crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches, then I'll half double crochet across until there are only 2 stitches left, and then in the last 2 stitches I'll work a half double crochet decrease again. Chain 2, turn. So here we are in row 4. row 5, worked our decrease, and then half double crochet across, row 6. Row 6 only has 4 stitches, so you'll simply be working 2 half double crochet decreases, chain 2, turn. Row 7, we work 1 half double crochet decrease, and then chain 1 to form our point. Okay, I've decided that this is going to be one of my squares with 2 triangles, and I say in the pattern that it helps to leave a 7-foot butterfly on the end of one of the triangles. It means less weaving in of loose ends, which is always nice. I've got a ruler, an 18-inch ruler, so I'm going to measure off about 7 feet. There's 3. There's 6. There's right about 7. To make the butterfly, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull this 7-foot tail through our last chain 1 just to secure it. And then I start with the yarn close to the triangle, and I wrap it around 3 fingers until I get almost to the end, and then I wrap it around the middle. When I'm in the last wrap, I kind of hold that last loop so I can pull the end through, and there's my little butterfly. When I go to use this butterfly, this working yarn, I can pull the whole thing out, or I can draw from it. You can just pull and it'll come out just like a center pull ball. This will make it a lot easier when I'm making my next triangle on this square. I won't have 7 feet of yarn in my way, and it's just nice and tidy. The fewer knots and the fewer loose ends, the better. 2 of the squares will get 4 triangles, so they'll get a triangle on each edge, and also each of the triangles will get a butterfly. Those butterflies don't need to be quite as long. Those butterflies can be about 5 feet long, and that'll supply us with all the sewing yarn we need to attach our squares together and to begin to form our Mini Muk Luks.